Hello. Well, I made some phone calls this morning. Wanted to file a complaint against this woman, Vanessa Nordyke, who is the Assistant Attorney General here in Oregon. I have a complaint filed with the Oregon State Bar where she was president, and then I contacted the Department of Justice and left but I didn't leave. I spoke with a woman. I hope you can hear me. There's a train coming behind me there. So I spoke with this woman for probably 20 minutes, I guess. I was explaining to her all the different people I have complaints against, or I'd like to complain against. It's getting noisy. The woman I spoke with, I told her how I had contacted the Kate Brown's office, the governor's office, Senator Ron Wyden's office, and Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler's office, to tell them that no one was killed at the Pittsburgh synagogue on October 27th, because they all three attended a vigil at Beth Israel congregation here in Portland, Oregon. I had read an article about it online, and I thought I should contact them to tell them. And I told each of them by email that they could verify what I'm saying by contacting Second Circuit Court Judge Robert Katzman in Manhattan, Ninth Circuit Court Judge Sidney Thomas in San Francisco, or Magistrate Michael Newman on the 10th Circuit in Ohio. Additionally, I wrote a letter to each of the Supreme Court justices and told them that no one was killed in the Pittsburgh synagogue. The only response I got back was from Mayor Ted Wheeler's office. His assistant, Fry, I can't remember her first name, emailed me and told me not to contact their office anymore. He's a police commissioner, and I had the Portland, Oregon police violate my Fourth Amendment rights. I'll talk about this in another video, so I'm not going to mention it again. When I was talking to this woman and I was telling her at the Oregon Department of Justice, I told her I had a number of complaints filed in Washington with Senator Johnny Isakson, chairman of the Senate Ethics Committee. I just last night filed the Ethics Committee complaint against Senator Wyden. I initially had only complained about Senator Merkley and two of his staff members, Scott McGuire, State Operations Director, and Attorney Joel Corcoran. I told this woman that Joel was a signed casework of mine, did nothing for 2 months, and then filed a stalking order, a temporary protective order for stalking because I wrote a letter to his home asking for help. I mentioned to the woman that Joel is the president of a cemetery organization here in Portland, Oregon. He's the chairman of the board. And that Joel has a long history of serious depression and mental illness. He talks about this in his video titled, "It's Okay." I'll include a link in the description. I included a link in a previous video where I talk about Rod Underhill. And so the cemetery organization that Joel is a member of, I was told that Joel has been hanging around cemeteries for a long time. He's gay, and he belongs to a fraternity called Delta Lambda Phi. In the video, he talks about his lust for his gay lover, who's 11 years younger than him, who's his brother in the fraternity. And I told the woman on the phone at the Justice Department that a friend of mine, a female friend of mine, pointed out the similarity between the word semen and cemetery, and I told her Joel is dirty. He is a corrupt person. He has mental illness. And she said she was going to give me the number for the Ethics Commission. She actually gave me the number for the Department of Agriculture. And I spoke with that woman for a little bit and told her the situation. And then she was kind enough to look up the number for me for the Ethics Commission. And then I called them. But they told me that they couldn't help me. So I hung up the phone.